So question 7. We have a weird shape that looks like this. We have half of a circle. It's right there, and it's labeled D and E. And then connecting to the end of that, I have another circle that goes from here halfway to here. And it's labeled A. And then I have another point that is like this, that goes halfway. That point is labeled B, and then I know that there's a point halfway through there that's labeled C. And it tells me that there's 3 semicircles. The length of AB is 5. That means the length of this line all the way through C is 5 centimeters. So it wants to know the length of the whole spiral. Now, that's not as hard as it seems. I'm going to move that up there. We just have to break it into pieces. Which pieces can we solve first? Now, this takes a little bit of assumption here, assuming that this is half of this, which it is in this question, and that all of this is half of all of this. It does, and as long as you guys are working under that assumption, you're going to be gold. And it's true anyways. So here we go. We're going to have 3 different colored sections, and I'm going to solve them piece by piece, starting with the white section. I know that you wouldn't be able to label it white, but you might have to label it smallest or something else. For the white section, I know that the diameter equals 5 centimeters, so I know that circumference equals pi times diameter equals 3.14 times diameter of 5 equals 15.7 centimeters. So that's the circumference of the white section. Now, the white section, that's the circumference of the white section if the white section was a whole circle. However, the white section is not a whole circle. It's just half of one. So then I know that the white section equals 15.7 divided by 2 equals, what's that, 7.5, and then another 0.35, 7.85-ish, if I had to guess. So that makes sense for the white section. Now, I'm going to solve the blue section. If the blue section now has a radius of 5, because it was all the way across for the white, but it's only halfway across for the blue. That means the diameter of the blue section is 10. And I would do the exact same thing. Circumference equals pi times diameter equals 3.14 times 10 equals 31.4. It's a 1, sorry. 31.4. That is awful. Let's see if I can erase that. 31.4. It's not let me right. There we go. 31.4 centimeters. Again, that's for if it was a full circle, which it's not. It's only half of one. So that means that I know that the blue section equals 1/2 of circumference equals 1/2 times 31.4 equals, what's that, 15.5, 15.7? Now, a couple of interesting things. One, just by looking from here to here, I can tell that this one is actually half of this one, that this one's doubled in size, which would make sense because I've doubled the diameter. Also, I just want you to notice that I did this one and this one slightly different. Like this one I wrote a formula, which I like because it shows my plan for blue all along. Whereas this one here is me kind of reacting. Both of them are equally correct. I just prefer this one because I like anything with a plan. To be honest, and I'm going to show you this at the end, the way I would have done it is going to be one giant formula the way I did on the board the other day. So, again, take a look at that in a second. We still got to find the red section. And that means the red radius is going to be 10. Which means the red diameter is 20. circumference equals pi times diameter equals 3.14 times 20 equals 62.8. And then I know that the red section, let me just move this a little bit, that over there. I know that the red section is going to have to be half of that. So maybe I would write it like this, 0.5 times circumference equals 0.5 times 62.8 equals 31.4, which again is double of this. And it is 4 times that one up there, this one. So that makes sense because the diameter is 4 times bigger than this, and it's twice as big as this for that example. So now what's the whole length of that line? The length of that spiral, it's going to be just add those up. Length equals 7.85 plus 15.7 plus, so I'll put a 0 there, plus 31.4, and I just add those up. 5, 19, decimal, carry the 1 up there. 7 and 5 is 12, and 1 is 14, carry the 1. 3, 1 and 1 is 5. So I end up with 54.95 centimeters, roughly. It, I think, wants to the nearest unit. Let me just make sure I have all my units there. 54.95 to the nearest unit would be 55.0, because 54.95, this 5 here is going to make that 9 round up. That 9 is going to round up to a 0. Because it said to the nearest millimeter, 55 centimeters, that means 1/10 of a centimeter. This column, those are millimeters. So 54.95 is going to round up to 55.0. Now if you ended up telling me that it's 550 millimeters, that is totally fine as well. Because 550 millimeters, is the same as 55.0 centimeters. Either one is fine. If you even